Ken Russell.
Thank you so much, former Commissioner Russell, for being here with us. And so, what brings you out to the Goombay Festival today?
To see the Goombay Festival back on Grand Avenue is something that the whole community's been waiting for years, so I wouldn't miss it.
Oh, okay. And so, what is your connection to the Grove?
Well, I was born here and I was raising my family here. I learned of contamination in city parks. There was contamination in the park in front of my house, and I got in a fight with the city. Learning that contamination came from the incinerators in the West Grove where the garbage was burned of the whole city upset me enough to run for office. And so I decided to try out politics.
Awesome. And you still live here in the Grove?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And so, I'm assuming you didn't have to travel very far to get here to the festival?
No, I live here in Little Bahamas.
Oh, okay. Speaking of, you said Little Bahamas, obviously the Grove has a really strong Bahamian heritage. How have you seen that change, strengthen, or lessen over the years?
Well, 120 years ago, the Bahamians came over and helped build the city, helped found the city, and the world that was building around here needed the people to build. And they didn't need this particular land at the time, so that land was gifted in exchange for the work. 100 years later, the world of development wants the land, but not the people. And so there's a reverse pressure now to develop this entire area that was just known as West Grove, now Little Bahamas of Coconut Grove. And the fight is to maintain that Bahamian character and integrity with this community. Not just the culture, the food, the music, but the people as well.
So when you were on City Commission, were you able to work on any projects or support any initiatives to support Bahamians living here in the Grove or their descendants?
So I sponsored the legislation that renamed the neighborhood as Little Bahamas of Coconut Grove and got that passed. And that was recognized in Congress by Congresswoman Frederica Wilson. We were also able to historically designate the last remaining shotgun homes and find the funding to help renovate all of them, as well as anyone who owns elderly, veteran, disabled homes. We did over 100 homes in the West Grove alone for restoration, renovation, ADA access, and we worked on zoning for affordable housing.
Oh, okay. And if you don't mind me asking, did you have any pushback from your fellow commissioners or from the mayor's office in any of these initiatives you're trying to do?
Well, Coconut Grove is a very special place, but for lack of a champion, it can get forgotten, pushed aside, because the strength of the world of development, which tends to run the world of politics, is strong. And so if there is someone in City Hall who is listening to the residents and pushing for the initiatives that they care about, the will is there. Very rarely was there political pushback on something for this neighborhood if I was fighting for it. But for lack of fighting for it, it was all slipping away very, very quickly.
So, what do you see as the future of this area, given current trends?
Today's the Goombay Festival, and it makes Grand Avenue feel a little more grand again, but in a couple days it'll be gone. And what you'll see here is the blight that is happening from land banking, from demolition, from evictions, from slumlords who take in money but don't invest in their properties. It's not a good moment for Coconut Grove, but it's not lost. We're a bit on a precipice, and I think there's enough activism within the community that there will continue to be leadership that listens, policymakers that listen, as long as there are residents that stay here and fight for the community. So I'm very optimistic.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, I'm just very happy to be out today with my family and enjoying Coconut Grove.